Welcome back to another Python tutorial. So today we're doing function, and so we're gonna talk about function today. All right. So another fundamental concept of any programming language, or just computer science in general, is of function. Function stores a chunk of code and only run when it's called. It's a great way to refactor code. So let's learn about function today. Yay! Alright, first thing is create and calling a function. So to create a function, you can use def keyword, and then with your function name, and then follow with a parentheses and a colon, and make sure you indent every statement you type below the function. Alright, so for example, I want to create a function name called print apple. That's just going to print out, well, apple for me. So how can I do that? Well, I can do something like this. So I can say print apple, since that's a function name, parenthesis, colon, and then I indented. Not I indented, it automatically indented for me. Make sure you indent it, otherwise it's going to raise, I believe, an indentation error. And then I can just say print out apple. So let's run this program. Alright, so for some reason you didn't see it, and then that's because recall that a function only runs when you called it. So in order to run this, you need explicitly call this, and then now it will print out apple. Alright, so let's talk about arguments now. Not arguments that you will always argue with your mom, but the argument that is in here. So I wonder what these parentheses for. They are here for a reason. They're not here for absolutely nothing. So to use it, first you can define a fruit name. So for example, what do I want to do is, I don't want to just print out apple anymore. I want to print out whatever fruits that user give to me as a argument. So I can just say fruit, and then I can say print out fruit. So now what I need to say in print apple is actually give a fruit name I want to print. So such as I can just say, okay, let's just print out apple then. And now what you see is apple get printed. Let me change it. So print fruit. By the way, naming function, please follow the naming variable conventions in Python. So like must start with a lowercase or underscore, lowercase or uppercase letter, underscore, right? I believe something like that. And then you can also try to run, let's just print out banana, and now you can see bananas get printed out. So this stores as a variable and print out the variable. Alright, but if you supply no argument, such like this, you can see print fruit taking exactly one argument, remember this, 0 were given on line 7, so you need to make sure you're given some sort of arguments. So orange, and make sure you don't give it too much, so more than one, like apple. So if you run that, you can see exactly 1, but 2 were given. So make sure you follow this. Alright. Just run again so the error can go away. Okay. So that was cool. But what if I provide a bunch of value? So I provide some value that you don't even know how many it is. For example, if I want to provide infinite value, or some value that you don't know, like I can provide 3, I can provide 4, how can I handle that? Well, I can use a star before it. If you know other programming language, you probably recognize it as pointers, but we are not using pointers. This is for arbitrary arguments. Thank God it's not pointers. I hate pointers so much. Yeah. So, now what you need to do is we can see what happened when I print out fruit. You can see it's a weird type, and then indeed we print out type. It's a tuple. Okay, it's not that weird. I mean, we did tuple before. So what I can do is recall how do I use tuple? We can use tuple using bracket notation with the index number, so I can say print out 1. But we want to give some description, so let's just say print out 0 in case user didn't give us value. So I can say, well, I only like your first fruit. And then if you run this, which fruit? So you can see apple get printed out. If I just remove apple completely, it's going to print out banana. If I remove banana, it's going to print out, you guessed it, orange. I don't wonder what happens if I don't give any value. Okay, so tuple index out of range. We'll talk about how do we handle this. In later video, we'll talk about try and catch, try except in Python. Okay, so we'll put a value for now. Alright, now we're going to talk about keyword argument. So suppose that you will provide some, you want user to provide some keyword, such as fruit, name fruit A, fruit B. Okay, but I don't want to pray it by order because I want to make programmer life miserable. So I can say something like this. To use it, so like I can say fruit B, apple, fruit A equals banana. So what's going to end up happening is you actually provide the variable name. So this just directly assign it to you. So it's not go by order anymore. If you don't have fruit B equal, fruit A equal, it's just going to assign fruit A equals to apple, fruit B equals banana. But since you explicitly assign them, fruit B going to equal to apple, and fruit A equals banana. Alright, so next, so now if you try that again, fruit A, let's just print out fruit A. So indeed, we saw banana, because banana was assigned fruit A, although apple was assigned first. Okay, well that was cool. I don't know how many times I say that was cool now, but so it's a keyword assignment. Therefore, the order doesn't matter. Now let's talk about arbitrary keyword argument, otherwise known as kewarg. So arbitrary argument called arg. Arbitrary keyword argument called kewarg. So what this is going to do is you're going to put 2 star in front of here. So I can say fruits. And then what's going to do, what that going to do is, well, let's print out fruits first to see what type it is. So yeah. So let's hash this one out. Recall this is how you comment in Python. You should know that by now. And what did you see? Yep, it's a dictionary. So how do I access value in dictionary? Well, you can use bracket notation with the key. So what I can do is I can just say fruits. Let me just say print out fruit A. So what's going to happen is it's going to print out banana out, which is explicitly assigned here. Same if you don't have that element, print out, well, if you don't have a keyword called fruit A, what's going to end up happening is it will raise a key error, I believe, or yeah, key error. Now let's talk about default parameter value. So what if you want to create some optional argument? For example, if user don't really know what this function does, can say fruit equals apple. So user don't have to do it anymore. So the user don't have to provide any value in here because it will automatically print out anyway. So I can say print, let's just print out fruit. So you can just say print out fruit, and then let's call this print fruit apple, and then same, you can actually give a value, I believe. Can we do it like this? Yeah, we can do it like this. Banana, or you can do it like this. Orange, which both of the latter replace the former, replace the fruit, reassign the value of the variable. Alright, so the last thing we're going to talk about today, about function, not really, last two things, is first, let me talk about something I didn't write on the blog, I just thought about it. It's called Docstring. So what is the Docstring in Python is? This is used to describe a function, what it does. So for example, I can say args, means argument. I can say args, okay. So fruit is a stir, now it's just input, and then return. For now, okay, let's talk about return then, since you're going to use it in Docstring. So what if I just want to return the value of fruit? Well, I can just have return fruit. Awkward pause there. Instead of print. So now if I execute this, you can see nothing, but I have to print out the calling of this function to see the fruit actually print out, because it doesn't print out here. Instead, this change to a variable, so to speak. So this is just orange in this case, and it's just print out the orange. Alright, so we're going to talk about, this is return. Alright, so we can do a little bit fun thing today after I talk about what is docstring. So docstring is a way to describe what this function does. For example, I can say args, argument, so I can say fruit, stir, I can say input, return, fruit, stir, return, fruit, stir, same as input. And then I believe you can access this docstring by using help. This is another function that's provided to you to help you when you don't know to do something. Okay, so apparently raised some weird error, I don't know. Let's try this. I think I know how. Say print fruit doc string. Okay, I'm gonna, since I just thought about it, I didn't actually know how to access it. But yeah, so user will know what will be input and what will be the output. So when you have super long function, they will know it. And then yeah, so now we're gonna create a really fun program where here's what we're going to do. So user going to, by the way, docstring must be right under it using the these common notation to be a docstring. So user going to give us a list. So let's just write a function. So def print fruit. It's gonna set fruits, and then let's create a docstring called pass. So pass is just something like literally say, do absolutely nothing, just go. It's a keyword to avoid error to be happen. We'll see later when it is useful. So our args fruits is with a list, input list, return a fruit, stir a random element in the fruits list. Okay, so how can we do this? Well, what's happening is, well, we can access fruits, it's input list. So we will see what this program does here. So it's a random element. So how do you choose a random element? Well, there's a default module called random, which helps us to choose some elements randomly. And then this should be helpful, I believe. But I must tell you that computer really can't choose random number because how it's programmed. Yeah, so, but we can use input random. It did a relatively good job to give us some random options. So we can say return random.choice fruits. So, in case you don't know import just using external module. Random, it should be, it is installed with the Python module, so it's one of the default module installed. And it's going to return what is random.choice doing here. It's the access the random method, and it's choose the elements randomly in that fruit list, and then return it. And then to see, we can say print fruit, and then let's say apple, banana, orange, berries, and thanks for watching. Please smash the like button and subscribe. And then if I click run, and then do it what as it says, please smash the like button, and I will see you in next video where we will talk about some really confusing stuff. Thanks for watching.